Hi guys, this is Ravenclaw What If. Welcome back to another What If story. We'll just pretty much cut right into this What If. I could do I really don't want to do a recap because I just want to get into the story. So, alright, let's get into this What If. As Izuku wakes up with Momo still in his arms, as the sun arrives through the window in Momo's room, immediately when Izuku tried to get up, as Momo wrapped her arms around his waist, dragging him back to bed. I'm not ready for you to leave yet. Give me a few moments in your arms. I know you have to go. Well, I know you like to do training before school. I guess it won't kill me to miss a couple days. Miss a day of training. As a few hours has passed, as Deku and Momo finally got up, as Deku and Momo eat breakfast together, as Momo drops Izuku off in front of his school, as Bakugo notices a limousine stop in front of the school, as he sees his friend step out of the car, as Momo steps out as well, as she gives Izuku gives Izuku a hug and a kiss on his lips. I'll see you after school, love. As Deku turns around to see Bakugo with a stunned look on his face. You know, Bakugo, if you keep your face, keep your face that way, it's going to get stuck that way. Whatever. So, that's the rich girl. Her name is Momo. Technically, she's my girlfriend now. Come on, Sparkles. We're going to be late for school. Stop calling me that, Deku. Okay, Sparkles. You're a dick. It takes one to know one. You're a funny guy. Come on, man. Before I before I before I forget, next year I'll be transferring to a different school. You can't be serious. Where at? Some rich school. Funny one, nerd. You're going to some rich school? I'm serious, man. Mom will decided she wants me to go to her school, and you're just gonna let her do it? Pretty much. When she wants something, she'll get it. As Deku and Bakugo sit down in their desks, as the class lessons begin, as Deku spends a boring day at school until he hears a familiar sound. As Deku sighs, as he hears the explosion, as he makes his way towards all the fun, as he made his way to the school field that they use for sports activities, as Deku leans against the tree to watch his friend fight. Several students are scattered all around the field unconscious. Is that how you got extras? Pathetic. Don't start shit you can't finish, weaklings. As one of the upperclassmen was faking being unconscious until Bakugo turned his back. Immediately, Bakugo feels a gust of wind as he turns around as he sees one of the upperclassmen get lift up in the air, about a couple inches off the air. Not by much. As he shoots forward, as he hits the tree trunk, as he coughs up blood from the impact, immediately afterwards he loses consciousness after, hitting a tree trunk basically. You missed one, Bakugo. Took you long enough. I swear, man, you can't go one day without getting in a fight. Catch, Bakugo. As Deku throws a small box at Bakugo. What the hell is this, Izuku? Seriously, you forgot? I knew you would forget. It's for Auntie. If you haven't noticed, it's her birthday today. As Bakugo eyes widen, you can give it to my mom yourself. As he tosses the box back at Izuku, as Izuku catches it in his hands, You might excuse me, but I have to go somewhere. As Bakugo runs off in a panic to get his mom a birthday present, as Izuku has a smirk on his face. He's way too easy to manipulate. As he begins to walk down to the Bakugo residence, as he arrives at the front door of the basically Bakugo residence, as he knocks 3 times, as a short-haired woman opens the door with a irritated look on her face. Immediately, the irritated woman saw Izuku, and she immediately her irritated face turned into a gentle look as she grabs Izuku and gives him a big hug. Easy there, Auntie Misky. Immediately, she looks. Sorry, give me a second here, guys. Immediately, she lets go of Izuku. She steps aside for him to step in as they sit on the couch. Happy birthday, Auntie Misky. As he hands over the small box, well, a small present. Unlike my idiot son, I knew you wouldn't forget my birthday. Of course not, Auntie Misky. You should stay for dinner, Izuku, dear. I'm about to start cooking. That won't do, Auntie Misky. As she gives him a curious look. There's no way I'm going to allow you to cook on your own birthday. You sit down and relax, Auntie. I'll take care of dinner for you for tonight. After all, it's your birthday after all. You're too sweet. I'm glad you take after your mother. Your dad's kind of a douche. As as Deku starts laughing. I hear that quite often, Auntie. As Deku walks towards the kitchen to cook dinner for Mitsuki and her family. As Mitsuki small talks to Izuku while he's cooking dinner. As Deku noticed the gift that he gave Auntie Mitsuki, she's wearing the necklace he gave her. As she's wearing it around her neck. As Aunt Mitsuki gives Izuku a loving smile. Maybe I should ask Inko if we could switch sons. Sons, yeah. As Mitsuki and Izuku starts laughing. Sometime later, as Bakugo finally gets home, as Bakugo walks through the door, smelling the familiar scent of cooking. Old hag, I'm home. As Mitsuki has an irritated look on her face, she has both her hands placed on her hip. Happy birthday, old hag. As she slaps in the back of the head. Ow, that hurt. Would it kill you to call me mother for once? Whatever, here. Happy birthday. As she gives her son a big hug, as Bakugo complains the whole time. Get clean up for dinner. Why, what are we having? Not sure. Izuku's cooking for us. Hell yeah. He makes the best food. You could learn a thing or two from him. As Mitsuki slaps Bakugo back the head again. As he runs off, nurses his wound back of his head as he runs off to get cleaned up for dinner. Sometime later, as Izuku places all the food on the kitchen table, places a wine glass as he pours wine for Mitsuki. As they begin to eat their food and small talk, as Bakugo has a mischievous look on his face. Bakugo sees Izuku texting someone on his phone, so I take it that's your little rich girlfriend. As Mitsuki drops her chopsticks, as she looks at Izuku. Oh, really now? Who's the lucky girl? You couldn't keep your mouth shut, could you? Consider that payback. As Bakugo starts laughing. As Mitsuki spends the whole night while Izuku's there teasing him. As Mitsuki gives Izuku a serious look, I want to meet the girl. That could be arranged at some point. We only started dating recently. I need to make sure the girl's good enough for you. Does your mother know of your little lady friend? As he shrugs his shoulders, I have no idea. My good old mother is on a vacation at the current moment. Wait, she left you alone? Pretty much. You know how my mother is. I'm going to give her a piece of my mind when she gets back, leaving you by yourself. I've been staying with my girlfriend's family. As as Misky raises her eyebrow, what's the girl's last name, by the way? She's from the Yaoruzu family. Wait, you're dating your father's boss's daughter? Pretty much. Why can't you find a nice girl, little shit? As she looks towards Bakugo, I have no time for lovey-dovey shit. Language, young man. It's getting pretty late, Auntie Misky. I'm a, I'm a head home. Be careful going home, Izuku. I will, Auntie. See you at school tomorrow. Yeah, see you later. As Izuku begins to walk to his house, as he knows a van slowly stalking him, the van speeds up as it blocks the road. As the van door opens up, as Izuku sees a man walk out of the van wearing some sort of brown cloak. Hey kid, your name's Izuku Midoriya, right? That's me, what you need for me, creep. As the man cackles, as the cloakman starts laughing, I was starting to think this job was going to be boring. I like you, kid. You have spunk. So, what with me? Simple, kid. I'm going to kill you. After all, I'm getting a good amount of money for this job. So, so I take it you were hired. Indeed. Let me guess, some rich douchebag? Indeed. You got under a rich boy's skin. He hired me to kill you. Very well. Let's not do this here. After all, you probably don't want to get interrupted in your fun, would you? It's a shame, kid. I like you. Get in. I know a place where we won't be interrupted. As Izuku puts his hands in his pockets, as he walks in the van, sitting across from the hooded man, as the van drives off, as they drive out of the city, as they head to an abandoned military base, as we cut to Momo. Mom, I'm getting worried. What do you mean, dear? I've been trying to get in contact with Izuku for several hours now. I have a bad feeling about this, Mom. Well, I guess we should fix that. What do you mean? It's a good thing I placed a tracker in in his phone. I know you care for him. I thought it was a good idea to keep tabs on him. And I gotta admit, my dear daughter, I approve of that young man. If I wasn't married to your father, I would have took him for myself. Mother? I'm only joking, maybe half joking. Yes, sorry guys, give me a second here. I could tell there's more to the young man than you see from the surface. What do you mean, Mother? Apparently, the young man has a secret. I've been looking into the young man's activities outside of school. Apparently, he likes to enter underground cork fights. I've actually caught a couple of his fights. That young man has a mean streak. Apparently, I'm going to have a long talk with my dear Izuku about keeping secrets. That's my girl. As we cut back to Izuku at the abandoned military base, as Deku and the mysterious man get out of the van, as they walk into the abandoned military base, as they walk into a clearing, as the mysterious man cloak drops to the ground, Allow me to introduce myself before you die. I'm Muscular. You already know my name, but you don't know my other name. What do you mean, kid? The underworld refers me as the Wind Dragon. As Muscular has a devilish grin on his face, as he starts laughing hysterically. My day gets even better. It's not even my birthday. To think the Wind Dragon is a kid. For such a lad like yourself to have a kill count is quite impressive. I want to know where he is. As Muscular cackles, I'll give you the information if you live long enough. As Muscular pulls out a hunting knife, as Izuku raises his eyebrow. When this knife hits the ground, we'll start our fight. As he tosses the knife in the air, as the knife flies down, sticks in the ground between Muscular and Izuku, immediately Muscular rush towards to swing a vicious right hook. As as Izuku sidesteps, grabs onto his wrist, as he kicks him across the face, as Muscular goes skidding across the ground, rubbing his cheek. As he spits out some blood from the impact, that this definitely is going to be some fun. As Muscular jumps up in the air and stalks Izuku across the face, as Izuku hits the ground hard, while he's laying on the ground, he jumps up on his feet, rubbing his cheek, as he spits out some blood from the attack. As Deku rush forward, as he dodges and weaves under Muscular's fist, as he strikes Muscular with a palm strike across the face, as a gust of wind makes Muscular go flying backwards, as he tumbles across the ground. A few minutes later, Muscular gets up. I got to say, kid, that was pretty vicious. What type of quirk do you have, kid? I have a wind quirk. As Muscular activates his quirk, as his body mass increases, as his muscle fibers increases his size, it's time to take the kid's glove off now. Show me what you got, kid. No, not kid. Wind Dragon Izuku. Because I'm having so much fun. I'll tell you a little bit about my quirk. It increases my muscles. Technical about it, my muscle fibers, as it increases my strength to a scary level. As Deku coats a thin layer of air around his body, as Deku shoots out wind bullets towards Muscular, because of his muscle fibers, they simply bounce off him. At Deku's current level, his air bullets are unable to pierce his muscle fibers. Shit, this is gonna hurt. Muscular's fists increase in size as Deku gets hit with several vicious combination strikes from Muscular as Deku kneels to one knee, coughing up blood. Without my wind defense, that would have killed me. This guy's no joke. As Deku has a genuine smile on his face, as Muscular noticed Izuku's expression on his. Don't you love the thrill of battle, Wind Dragon? People like us don't feel truly alive unless we're in a life and death battle. Don't you agree? As Deku starts laughing, I agree completely, Muscular. I love this feeling. Now, I will show you why they call me the Wind Dragon. As the wind picks up, forming a miniature-sized tornado, around Muscular as Muscular tried to punch through it as his hands get reflected back. Slowly, the tornado starts to conduct electricity as he begins to shock a Muscular. As the tornado disappears, as Deku starts to breathe heavy, as Muscular Cork deactivates after Deku's attack, as Muscular begins to walk towards Deku, as as Izuku's barely keeping himself conscious, as he's at the verge of passing out, as Muscular brutally attacks Izuku. Suddenly, Muscular hears helicopters heading towards their direction. It's a shame our playtime is sorry. It's a shame our playtime is going to be cut short. You're indeed powerful, but you're not worthy to kill. Not yet. Get stronger, kid. I'm going to look forward to our next battle. As he placed a piece of paper in Deku's pocket, you find your quarry at this location. Boys, we're leaving. Until the next time we meet, Wind Dragon. As Muscular has electrical burns all around his body. As he hobbles over to the van, as he escapes before the helicopters reach their location. A few minutes later, as the helicopters finally land, as Momo comes rushing out, seeing Izuku in a bad state. Love, stay with me. Get him on the helicopter and take him to my family's personal hospital now. Several hours later, as Deku is hooked up to two machines, as the doctor put him in a medical induced coma for a week, as Momo did not leave his side, as Deku finally opened his eyes, as he sees Momo holding on to his hand, as she's laying her head on the bed while sitting on the chair, as Izuku sits up on the bed. By the moment Momo woke up, as Momo jumps up from her seat, wraps her arms around his waist, as she has tears in her eyes. Seems like I lost, damn it. As she squeezes his fist tightly. What happened, Izuku? Who did this to you? A villain. She composes herself and gives Izuku a serious look. I know of your late fights in the underground tournaments. So I take it the villain attack is somewhat related to that? Not really. Given the villain was more intrigued to fight me after learning about my identity, he was hired by that rich douchebag. As her eyes widen, I'm gonna kill that son of a bitch. No one, I mean no one hurts my dear Izuku. Then I suggest when I gather my strength, we remove his existence from this world. As Momo has a twisted smile on her face, I'm surprised by that side of you, my dear, but I welcome it. Just proves that we're meant to be to. Sorry, it just proves that we're meant to be each other. I'm still quite upset with you about keeping secrets. I'll forgive you this one time. If this happens again, you will be punished. As she gives him a seductive look, as she licks her lips. Unfortunately, we don't have his location. As Deku has a smirk on his face. Check my clothes over there. It's still in my pocket. That's the last thing I remember. The villain placing something in before I passed out. As she reaches for his clothes, that he was wearing before he was admitted to the hospital. As she opens the small piece of paper, as it has an address on it, as she gives Ezekiel a confused look. When we encounter him, Momo, allow me to end him myself. He will regret treating you so rudely. He will regret it. Of course, my love. Anything you want, I'll gladly give you. I love this new side of you, though. I'm like the wind, Momo, calm and serene and unforgiving. I gave him a chance instead of saving his life. Spit in my face. I normally don't kill. I normally don't like to kill outside of the tournaments. But that bastard, but for him, I'll make exception. Stucky gets out of the hospital as he walks towards Momo, lifts, lifts her chin up as he places his lips on Momo's. As Momo tries to contain her lust for Izuku, as Momo breaks the kiss, as her face is bright red, as she begins to twill her hair in her fingers, as the doctor comes in and checks over Izuku. Ultimately, he discharges Midoriya in Momo's care. As Deku spends the next few days or next few weeks at the Yaoyorozu's recovering, the whole time Momo pamper him. Well, the whole time Momo pamper him. The whole time. As we time skips the few nights after Izuku fully recovered, as we cut to an unknown location. Sir, what is it? Momo's here. Really? Interesting. Let her through. As several guards lead Momo into the main room. Leave us. Understood, sir. What do I owe this pleasant visit, Momo? You made it perfectly clear from the last time we met. You didn't want anything to do with me. Yes, I must apologize for my last behavior since we last met. I had a change of heart. After all, after talking with my after talking with my mom, our union would benefit both our companies. Let's just say it was a lap of judgment on my part. So I came here to accept your marriage proposal. When I turn of age, of course. I'm glad you're seeing things my way, dear. As Moa walks up to the guy, as she wraps her arms around him, as she takes a syringe from her wrist, as she distracts him by kissing him on the lips, as she injects a sedative into his neck. A few minutes later, as he starts to fumble down on the ground, falling unconscious, as she spits out, she spits on the ground to get the nasty taste out of her mouth. Like I would ever marry you, bastard. As she dials a number on her phone, love, I have him. Good, I'm on my way. As Momo creates sleeping gas grenades, as she pulls the pin, as she throws it in the vents, as she creates a gas mask, as she places it over her face, as the gas spreads all around the building, knocking all the guards out, as Deku walks through the building to see all the sleeping guards on the ground. The moment Momo saw Izuku, she pulls off her gas mask as she grabs the collar of his shirt, as she gives him a kiss. Much better. Let's get this let's get this waste of space out of here and finish up. As several Momo's family guards walk in and picks up the guy and puts him in a van as they drive off. As they transport him to an unknown location. As they tie him up to a chair, gag him, place a blindfold over his face. As he finally wakes up after several hours, as Momo rips off the blindfold and pulls off the gag. Good, you're up. What the hell's going on? Getting rid of trash, of course. As it finally dawned on him, it was all set up. You bitch, you'll pay for this. You honestly think I would ever marry someone like you? You disgust me, you vile piece of trash. But don't worry, my love will make sure you're no longer a problem. As the guy has a confused look on his face, as the door opens up, as he sees Deku walks through. That's not possible. You're supposed to be dead. That villain said he killed you. What do you expect? He's a villain. But I got to admit, you took my advice to heart to hire a villain to kill me. As Momo has a smirk on her face, as she walks up to Deku, grabs him by the collar of his shirt, gives him a deep kiss. As she breaks the kiss, as she has a smirk on her face, as she stares at the douchebag, she has a smirk on her face. You never had a chance with me, loser. My heart has always and always will belong to my Izuku. This is goodbye and good riddance. As Deku points his finger towards the guy's skull, immediately wind starts forming around Izuku's hand. As highly condensed wind wrap around Izuku's finger. As the guy screams out, I'm going to kill you for this. As Deku says, you first. As he shoots a wind bullet going through the man's skull. As there's a big hole in the man's head. You can come in now. Get rid of this trash. As Momo directs her guards. As Momo wraps her arms around Izuku's arms as they walk out of the room. As that's pretty much where we're going to leave it off. Hope you guys have a good night and day, judging by time zones, and I'll catch you in the next video.